Welcome back to the Ruts Cooking Show. I'm Craig Longenecker. Tonight, what we're going to focus on is a cheesesteak. And there's a lot of hype about Philly has the best cheesesteaks in the nation. Well, what I want to say is that Lancaster County can do it better. And that's what we're going to do tonight. The basis of every great cheesesteak definitely starts with the bread. What we have is homemade Philly cheesesteak rolls. And what we're going to do is cut them sub-style and then throw them in the oven and get them a nice golden brown. To really elevate this cheesesteak, what we're going to do is we're going to grate some aged Asiago, which we're going to put on top of the toasted buns, put them back into the oven, and let the Asiago melt. Another key factor of this cheesesteak is the locally raised top sirloin chip steak that we're going to use as our meat in our cheesesteak. And it's not like steakums, it's high quality beef that the taste you cannot match. Now that our rolls have toasted for a while, we're going to take them out of the oven, we're going to add some Asiago, and then we're going to put them right back. And now we're waiting for our Asiago to toast on our bread. And the Asiago, it takes a little while to melt, so give it some time in the oven. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to caramelize our onions, which is about going to take as long as this whole cooking episode. And we're going to heat some oil and throw in some salt and pepper, and then that'll caramelize our onions. And what's really going to elevate this to a world-class cheesesteak is definitely the cheese sauce. And we're not going to do a traditional Philadelphia whiz cheese. What we're going to do is a smoked American cheese. And we're going to start that with melting 2 tablespoons of butter and adding some flour for a roux. And the basis of our cheese sauce is a roux. And that's equal parts of melted butter, just whisking some equal amount of flour. And then after that, we're going to take some locally produced heavy cream and we're going to deglaze the pan. Still keep it on heat and let the cream reduce for a little. Now that we added our cream to our roux, what we're going to do is address our smoked American cheese. And this is an American cheese that has been smoked in my uncle's smokehouse, down the road about 2 miles for about 4 hours. And it just gives it a rich, hearty, smoked taste. And what we're going to do is grade about a cup and a half to add to our roux to make our cheese sauce. And now our cheese sauce, our roux, which is butter, flour, and we added heavy cream. It's thickened up very nicely, and what we're going to do is we're going to add our smoked American cheese. Our onions are still caramelating. We're just going to let them go. We added our smoked American, finished off our cheese sauce, and now what we're going to do is make our chips. These are grated potatoes, and we're going to add these to heated oil. And while these cook, we're going to dress our steak and let our onions keep caramelizing. Our chips are frying, and now it's time to dress the steak. And we're just going to put this onto an ungreased, heated pan and just hit it with some salt and pepper. After I turn the steak, after one side cooks, I hit it with seasoning again, and then I get it nice and chopped because I like to have not stringy pieces of meat in my cheesesteak. This meal, just like the smashed seagull that I made for you guys last week, was definitely inspired by the Ruts staff. The Roots staff is made up of a bunch of guys that have really dedicated themselves to working at Roots, and I really think of them as brothers. And I always love cooking for them, and I did that a couple times last summer. I made the smashed seagull, I made them pancakes, I made them eggs. It's just, food has really brought us together. We finished our plates with some homemade potato chips. They're seasoned with garlic powder, some dried basil, and some salt. And they're really just crunchy and delicious. Now we're going to plate our cheesesteaks, which already have some melted Asiago into the bread. And after we're done plating all the steak, we're going to put on our smoked American cheese. And this cheese sauce is definitely why Roots creates the best cheesesteak in Pennsylvania. This is a smoked American cheese sauce added with some heavy cream, and it's just rich, it's earthy, it's smoky. It's a perfect complement to this wonderful grass-fed beef. And these are our caramelized onions, and we're going to top those on the steak, and that's going to really bring the whole cheesesteak together. I'm Craig Longenecker. Thank you for joining us for another installment of the Roots Cooking Show. What we really wanted to focus on tonight is showing how Roots and Lancaster County really has those ingredients that makes top-notch entrees, just like cheesesteaks. Check us out on Facebook at Roots Country Market and Auction. Subscribe to our YouTube page, and now we have a Twitter account. Thank you and have a great night.